It's me. So to continue the story, it's 2008, again, ICO craze, an idea for lending. 3 months to build the platform, 2 months designs, 1 month implementation. How it was implemented, like a POC, PHP, really fast things, the base components. 1 hour before the launch of ICO, the database are not synced yet. However, I mean, everything is successful. In terms of, there is no public offering, we have a private offering. And the initial investment is around 50 mil. Then, I mean, then the thing starts. Why it starts? Because the Nexo business model is, imagine that you are Manhattan family. You have property, and you know that that property price always will go up. For that property, you take a loan. You know that in 10 years, the property price will go up, you'll be able to return the loan and take a new loan. So at the end of the day, you call the property, and all the time you live on a credit. You live on a credit, there is no tax. And as there is an inflation, you figure out that for your property, you may live all life long without paying any taxes and constantly having inflow of cash. So that's the idea. That starts 2018, and the idea behind it is the following, that it's the right moment, the right place, such investments to kick off. However, to be lucky once doesn't mean that you'll be able to do a successful company. The next year, things grow. We have the Nexo mobile application, which is, even as of today, 70% of the traffic, everything passes through the Nexo mobile app. Why? I don't know. But the fact is that the early adopters love mobile apps. Then we go 2020, earn on crypto. I mean, we are the first one to offer earning on your crypto. You may have crypto, you HODL. However, to have a return on your investment in crypto, the Nexo is the first one. At that point of time, we have 4 billion assets under management. If you look how much, or if you would like to know how much assets under management we have today, open your cell phone, RealTime Audit Nexo, and you're going to see every day up-to-date information how much assets under management we have. Then we go to exchange. We have the real-time audit. We have this year, we launched the so-called Nexo Ventures. I met a lot of people, they're interested in receiving funding. It's a 150 million fund. Later on, I'll share the 6 pillars for that fund. We may talk, we may discuss, we are open. Prime is the first institutional product of Nexo. So we start with the retail, then we move to institutional. Then we have the so-called Nexo card, which is the first crypto card powered by MasterCard. So as of today, you may have your card, credit, debit, use the same services, and pay totally legit, like a MasterCard. And I'll make an announcement, a bit private, not so large audience, as I see in the room, or in the hall. We are going to offer a new product, which is for retail users for professional trading. Going further, let's see further, what we do. You may buy crypto, earn interest, exchange, borrow funds, I already explained the use case, and then we have a credit card. Institutional tradings, I mean, we would like to offer 360 services to our customers. So we have the retail, we have the B2B. If you would like to trade like a pro, we have the spot trading, the cross-margin bots, security, over-the-counter services, because we're dealing with large customers, they need special attention based on their turnovers. And for sure, they may earn or borrow interest. Next to ventures, I believe that's an interesting part for everyone, where we invest 150 million fund. Web3, DeFi, metaverse, NFTs, payments, and compliance solutions. If someone needs an investment, welcome to our booth. You have an ice cream, cool merchandise, and I could share more details on the topic. Next one, selected investments. We have huge investments. A lot of companies, powered, or at least Nexo has invested, and we continue to invest. Next week, we're going to announce, here is Laura. Laura, can you say hi? So hi. So Laura is the person that you may talk if you would like to trade like a pro. And then here comes a bit of a story, technical, not so technical. We started as a startup, some PHP platform, pretty small as a monolith. However, over the time, the information, customers, complexity grow. So the only way to survive is to change. And we are constantly changing, making the things better and better, at least we hope so. What we are looking for when someone joins our company, it's independence, ownership, and accountability. We would like the teams to be independent, to take decisions, and to get involved. We would like to have ownership on the things that they do, and to be accountable for good or bad. It really depends. So we started like the standard thing. We have the consolidated UI, middle layer, and then the database, and then we started to split the big chunks of data in different domains, cross-functional teams. We started in the beginning with the shared databases, then we split them. Why I put that slide for the databases? Because we never lose transaction. We're financial institutions, and we cannot lose any transactions. We switched to so-called bounded contexts, where each and every domain, I'll show later on the business domains at least, are split by context. They talk to each other by explicit rules, and we use events. I mean, like building the monolith is, you may imagine building a house with big blocks, while with the events is building a house with molecules. So there are millions of events that are flying all the time, just to make sure that we to be able to scale up and scale down. If you look for scale, I mean, the targets for 20 million transactions is below 3 seconds. The most used cases when we are in a bear market, the prices go up and down, we have a lot of liquidations, and we need to process really fast. Every second delay means that we are losing money. So those are let's say, the main domains. We have identity, loyalty, borrow, exchange, card, KYC, risk, security, and so on. So that's the first level of the main domains, how we split the software. So in the beginning, it was something small, then it became bigger, we split in small pieces. If we go a second level, behind each line item, there are hundreds of services. And everyone is taking care for some specific function, some specific business domain. Going further, I mean, I'll skip those slides because it's at the end, but the idea is we have different producers, which means system that is legacy system that we have, or legacy system from a third party. Then we consume the data, push them as events to topics, then we do event stream processing, and then we push it further through a serverless function to the database, and then expose it through a microservice. It's pretty simple, however, the whole move from monolith, something PHP done really fast to that extent, and the complexity grows really a lot. Right? It's like from one extreme to the other one. Then that's a model, how we consume data from a REST API or a vendor. We have different connectors. Then we push the topics. We have the Avro schemas, just to make sure that there is incompatible changes. Sync topics, push the things to the database, and then expose it through the microservice. Another one, I'll skip, it's quite similar to this one, or to the previous one. However, it's a bit more like bounded context to bounded context, how the platform is talking to each other. It's like, again, we have a microservice that pushes to a source topic, then everything goes for event processing, sync, database, and we expose the information again. If you consider the number of services and the number of components that we talk to, that transformation is happening constantly, taking data from one place, doing a mashup, and then exposing to a different business logic. And here comes the crypto universe part. Here comes, I mean, there are people that don't do with crypto, and here the Gartner recommendation for 2022. Number one, budget for external service provider and packaged products to develop blockchain solutions. Number two, careful with the regulations. Things are moving really fast. Then we need to take care for the risk and compliance. That's extremely important. And the fourth one is the NFTs and their values. So if you look at those 4 recommendations, then going back to data points. So by 2024, 20% of the large enterprises we use digital currencies. If you compare the number of the turnovers, 20% is a huge number. So we must be prepared. And I hope that the community that is here is going to be the power of the engine for that adoption. So the next one, in the next 2 years, the number of the thefts, ransom payments will go down by 30%. Here, that is more for the kind of sales pitch for me, for Gartner, because on the blockchain, all things are quite transparent. Yes, there are options. However, there is a transparency on the blockchain. And the last one, in 4 years, non-fungible token gamifications will propel enterprise in the top 10 highest value companies. Which is going to be that enterprise? I don't know. However, that's a prediction as of today. Then if you look like, that's the Gartner Cycle, and then, I'll talk hours. So white is going to reach plateau in 2 years. So cryptocurrencies, blockchain wallets, and stable coins, in 2 years, they're going to reach a plateau. If you look from 2 to 5 years, decentralized applications, consensus mechanism, blockchain platform, smart contracts, that is the next wave. 5 to 10 years, let's pick up one Web3, oracles, decentralized identities. The only, let's say, domain or anything that is going to be developed more than 10 years is the metaverse. Those, let's not mind, those are Gartners. Those are the predictions as of today, how the market will grow, split by different topics. What is a Web3? I need to put a definition here because the term became quite popular 2021, I believe. Used to describe a new generation of internet. So the idea behind is allow peer-to-peer transactions, user-controlled internet, and the expectation is that the Web3 protocols will compete with Web2 companies. If we start with the first one, we have the companies and we have the protocols. Are they going to be successful? We don't know. However, those protocols will enable a lot of competitors of the existing monopolies of the fund companies. Next one is the blockchain decentralized applications. So let's say the ecosystem is exploding from those types of applications. Are they truly decentralized? Yes and no. Majority of them, the entrance is on some centralized infrastructure. However, that is the future, and they're going to become more and more decentralized. If you look for more details and see what is the focus, it's the operator/ranking. Then we go to decentralized autonomous organizations, and honestly, we're trying to go in that direction. However, even with the case of Nexo, we need to make an evolution of the people and the company to reach from a purely traditional organization to something that is more decentralized. If you ask me what is the best use case today of the decentralized organization, that is my neighborhood. And when we need to pay taxes for trash or something for cleaning, to make such organization and everything to be executed automatically without the arguments of all the neighbors getting together and discussing how much we're going to pay for collecting the trash and topics like this. People culture, I'm not sure if Kari is here. She may talk more about, here's the Kari. So she may talk, she's from our cultural and talent department. What we're trying to achieve in Nexo and where we're heading to, we would like distributed teams to work asynchronously. Honestly, based on my experience, the communication costs on distributed teams are way too high. If you look at the pandemic, 2 years and a half, yes, we improved, however, we are still not there. If we end up to a state where we can work asynchronously, that would be terrific. The next thing is everything to happen online. So there are some extremes, how the things could happen online. However, we are still not there because we cannot somehow erase I'm not sure how many millions years of evolution. But the fact is that the face-to-face contact and the events like these are making connections way more faster rather than doing everything online. Maybe over time we're going to evolve, but still we're not there. We are trying to. And radical transparency inside out and outside in. In our case, I could give an example from Nexo. We constantly have an anonymous Q&A, and everyone can ask any question, any type of question, purely anonymously, and we are collecting all those questions and answering them on all hands. And then we send a, let's say, written, not report, but rather a written report with question and all the answers. Everything is trackable, and we are trying to address any question on any topic. So if you would like to ask me any question on any topic, most welcome. I'll do my best. If I'm not able to answer the question, I'll follow up offline. And trust is a feeling. We would like to use objective measures and processes. So that is the only way to scale to the extent that Nexo has scaled. We're trying to put objective measures and transparent processes. Decentralization is the future. So a lot of people said Nexo is CeFi or like DeFi. There are pluses and minuses. We believe that decentralization is the future. However, there are trade-offs. So the idea for decentralization is that no single person or organization owns the network. However, there are trade-offs, and we're a customer-centric company, and we need to address security, governance, and efficiency. I'm going to give you an example what I mean. So if we compare centralization and decentralization by 6 categories. So centralized services are way more faster. They're way more performant. And the coordination of taking decision, releasing is way more faster. However, decentralization has less points of failure. It has additional censorship resistance and then participation. Everyone is able to participate, everyone is able to contribute. If you look at another example, centralized exchange versus decentralized exchange, one thing is easy to exchange fiat for crypto. On the other side is anonymity. Then we have, it's easier for users. We have, by the way, customers that are 80 plus years old and investing at around 100K for our interfaces. So it's easier for them to trade, easier for them to exchange, easier for them to deal with crypto. On the other side, we have security. It's hard to fail because it's distributed. Better customer support. Quite often, I'm solving issues like I made a mistake with my wallet. I sent the wrong 75K, can you turn it back? Yes, we turn them back. However, that requires manual interaction, follow-ups. Is the money arrived? Yes, no, whatever. On the other side, when we talk decentralized exchanges, we have the potential for lower cost. Today, it's arguable if the costs are lower. However, we believe in the future. Technology versus monetary. A lot of people consider the fact that it's crypto or the blockchain, everything is about the money. However, the blockchain technology has led to 2 separate revolutions. One is the monetary, the other one is the technology. The further statement sounds like a Bitcoin maxi. However, I mean, that's my feel and my opinion is that the monetary revolution is manifested by Bitcoin. The technology is manifested for the thousands, I'm not sure what is the exact number, of not Bitcoin crypto assets. Next one, someone asked me, I believe it was Simon. Simon asked me what is the Bulgarian crypto community. So as a numbers, ballpark numbers, there are around 50,000, 60,000 IT people in Bulgaria. Based on the graphic, or at least the infographic, which is from April, we have more than 150 crypto projects. And if you consider relative numbers, you may see that the Bulgarian crypto community is growing with quite significant steps. I was talking to the organizers, and they told me that this special event was started 2017, and the participation is really low. Today, we see how many people there are. The room is full, even at the end of the full. I mean, full is too much, but let's say we have a lot of attention, even at the end of the day, and the things are getting better and better. So, I mean, the journey of Nexo starts from individuals, then we move to organizations, and then states. At least we have more than 200 plus regulations. And we hope and we believe that everyone will adopt sound money. Next one, why? We offer, at least those, we offer freedom and sovereignty, decentralization, savings through technology, cross-border payments. I need to pay, by the way, my education for the States. The transfer is not landed on the other side yet. Censorship resistance and asymmetric bet. I would like to thank all of you for being present here, to invite you to ice cream outside on our booth. And there's going to be ice cream for everyone. And thank you, the organizers, for making that event possible. And we hope that we're going to see you more often and every year. Is there any question or something that I did not address or also all over the place? Wow, that's a silence. Okay, fine. I cannot see it, by the way. There's lights on the top.
Should I start? Sorry.
Most welcome.
Okay. How you see the CBDC coming to the crypto space?
As a person or as a...
As a company.
The last time we were discussing in the office, it was for the digital yuan. And I was giving the statements like in China, the digital yuan is, they're pushing for adoption. After the Olympic Games, they're going to push even further and make the digital yuan available worldwide. At least that's something I read about those things. Then I receive a statement that it's not on the blockchain. Additionally, if you look for the American dollar, 90% of the American dollar is digitalized. So it's, we could end the positive and negative scenario. The negative scenario is that no one is going to work. We have the universal minimum income. Then everyone is going to receive money on their digital wallets. They're going to be smart contracts that are going to define what you're going to buy, how you're going to spend the money. And that's kind of a utopian world. The rest is kind of smooth transition from paper money to digital money. And then slowly going to blockchain, but not on layer 1, maybe layer 2, layer 3, or some variations. We personally, we're watching closely the space. However, if the European Union decides to switch to CBDCs, we can only reflect the facts, enable the ramps, and then offer services on top. I don't know. Those things with the CBDCs are from one extreme to the other. I don't know, but the fact is, the stablecoins are quite adopted. There are constantly rumors and statements that they're going to switch. Even there were some regulations proposed during the pandemic in the States. I'm not sure. And I don't know how to give the answer of that question because I'm not Christine Lagarde. Yes? Not exactly. I said that the IT community, based on, so my statement is the following. People that the government or different associations are tracking that into the IT, so-called IT business, at around 50, 60,000 people. It's some number. Out of those people, we are sure, based on that graphic, that there are more than 150 crypto projects, which means that could be Nexo, like, how much? 700 people. It could be some other company with 1,000 people. So it's we don't know the exact number and we don't have the exact statistics. However, if you compare the number of people that are working in the IT business in general in Bulgaria versus the projects and the activities and the different initiatives, I believe that the number is pretty significant. And I believe, as Bulgarian, that we should promote ourselves, build such communities, such events, get together each other, and make better things.
So how do you fund these 150 projects? Is the funding exclusively based, is it regional, is it local, or are you looking towards external sources?
It's a mixture. So we live in a global world. So we have companies that are funded globally. We have subsidiaries. We have companies like Nexo, BUIDL and BUIDL in Bulgaria expanded to other places, funding other companies. We have venture capital. We have European Union funding. And there are other venture funds that fund. So it's an absolute mixture. It's not one way or the other.
Thank you.
Are we done? Are we going for our ice cream? Thank you. Appreciate it.